Ladies and gentlemen, Vidyaniketan Group of Institutions welcomes you to yet another season of India Insight. Envisioned by Mrs. Prema Rajagopal, the founder of this institution, way back in 2004, the objective ever since has been to enhance the knowledge of India and appreciate the diverse culture of this nation. As our young children take part from various corners of the world, over the last couple of years in the digital avatar, this contest has reached over 20,000 students across 10 countries. We at the Vidyaniketan Group of Institutions truly appreciate and acknowledge the support and patronage given to us by all the participating schools, their teachers and managements. Before we begin, it is our pleasure and privilege to invite a well-known educator and a passionate teacher from the Vidyaniketan Group of Institutions, a teacher who has grown to become the principal of this institution. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Vasuma Achar.
Dear viewers, heritage is legacy that transcends from one generation to another. It is not an easy endeavor to comprehend the enormous wisdom that exists manifold about a country. India Insight Quiz is one step towards bringing this wisdom to the students who are the beacons to a prosperous future. Srimati Prema Rajagopal, a great visionary and the backbone of our institution, gave great importance to values, culture, heritage, and ethics. Prema ma'am's qualities of leadership, integrity, and commitment towards education played a phenomenal role in not just imparting a means for living, but also a medium to foster critical thinking and instill values in generations to come. India Insight Quiz is a part of the dream envisaged by Prema ma'am to transform today's learners into architects of a promising future. Because the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of these dreams. Good luck to all the participants. Thank you.
Friends, put your hands together to welcome on stage Quizmaster Big Brain.
A big hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. You're with me, Big Brain, here today at the World Final of Vidyaniketan Public Schools India Insight, the Senior Quiz. We've had an extraordinary season this time with some outstanding battles that we have witnessed. Be it the junior or the senior category, the teams or the schools are so well prepared these days that it's really razor-thin margins that determine who goes through. It's truly a delight to watch children so well prepared when it comes to questions about our nation. It's also nice to see a lot of contestants coming in, especially from the Middle East region of this world, and compete with a lot of gusto and a lot of good preparation. Here today, after grueling online rounds, the quarterfinals, the semi-finals with my young colleague Rashmi Furtado, we are here today at the big world final. One of them will emerge world champion. Well, we've got two youngsters here today who have actually graduated from the junior category to the senior category, and we've got two of them who've quizzed long enough with us. So it's going to be, in a sense, they're all youngsters, but in a sense, it's going to be a senior-junior battle to some extent because you've got a couple of them who really battled hard for many years now and a couple of them who are just entering the senior zone of quizzing. We'll first take a look at them and then we'll start this final. The rules of the game are the same. You know it only too well, having watched this all over with these contestants battling with each other. And of course, it's the questions and the opponents that make a bigger difference than the format. Yet, 5 seconds is their window of opportunity. On the buzzer, 20 questions, one world champion. Well, if they do not buzz in 5 seconds, the question lapses, or in the context of the modern world, the question gets timed out. Well, that seems to be the word of the year this year with everything that's happening. So we'll have a timed out for the question if it's 5 seconds or later than that. But ladies and gentlemen, before we move to anything else, let's take a moment to appreciate and acknowledge a lady, a visionary, a teacher, Mrs. Prema Rajagopal, the founder of the Vidyaniketan group of schools who envisioned this quiz many, many years ago. In fact, it's close to 2 decades of this quiz. And it's only during the COVID era that we started going online and started even getting in contestants from the Middle East. But a beautiful, simple idea to involve young India and to improve their knowledge about India. We remember her and her legacy as we get started with the World Final. Starting this lineup here at the World Final from the lovely historic city of Kanpur. With us here today from the Virendra Swaroop Education Center from Kanpur is Ashwin Singh. Welcome to you. He's currently taking the quiz from Dehradun is what I'm told, but his passion for quizzing is such that he did not want to miss out on a big final like this. Truly appreciate that passion, Ashwin. As we move on to our second contender from God's own country, the beautiful backwaters of Kerala, from Ernakulam, representing Bhavan's Vidya Mandir, Aman Manoj. Welcome to you. Aman is a young quizzing talent in India, having won many a championship. He's moved into the senior category now. He can be quite a handful on his day as we move to our third contender here today from, well, the Prime Minister's constituency from Varanasi, representing Sunbeam School. With us as our third finalist, Shashwat Mishra. Welcome to you. A prolific quizzer from an outstanding quizzing institution is Sunbeam School. They've been winning many a title over the last couple of years. Shashwat is a regular face in the Indian quizzing circuit when it comes to school quizzing. He can certainly be a difficult person to dislodge at a quiz like this. So that makes it 3 heavyweights. And who do we have as our final contender here today? All the way from Salalah, from the Sultanate of Oman. Well, she can be a dynamite on her day. Zaina Fatima from the Indian school, Salalah. Welcome to you. Technically, she's a defending champion, but she's a defending champion of a different category. She was the junior world champion of this quiz, and she's moved into the senior category. So she was quite a handful in that year where she remains undefeated technically, even from her title to today. So the lone lady battling with these 3 young boys will be Zaina, but that doesn't matter in a quiz competition as we celebrate India and we celebrate these 4 wonderful quizzers who are with us at this big final. Congratulations to y'all and your schools, because honestly, with the kind of numbers that take part in digital quizzing, being in the top 4 is a humongous achievement in itself. Time for us to move into this final. Time for us to pick action on the first frontier. 50 the value, 5 seconds the time, as we pick action with India at a glance. Here it is. All hands on the buzzer as we're going to get started. The first couple of rounds will have visuals appearing on your screen. As we start with the first one, I will stop speaking if you hit the buzzer if I'm offering an extra narrative. On your screen, the first one couldn't have started an India-based world final with a better question. Identify this song. Someone's gone for it. Shashwat. Amitabh Bachchan on your screen. Prakash Padukone on your screen. Go ahead, Shashwat.
This is Pandit Bhimsen Joshi.
Yes.
And
The song.
yeah, and
5 seconds of time.
this is Bharat. Yeah, this is Bharat. Ek Khoj ka theme song.
Minus 50. Taking a negative on the first one. Well, not quite your era, but arguably it was one of the best songs of the modern era on national integration. Mile Sur Mera Tumhara. An outstanding song which enthralled me when I was around about your age. But ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the second one, tough final, indicative in the first question. As we go to the second one on your screen, now. This is the Pratapgarh Fort. Saina has gone for it.
Is the answer Shivaji?
Is the answer Shivaji? Go ahead. Why are you saying that? There are 3 photographs.
I just saw the third picture is one of the weapons he used to own. I believe it was called the Bagwag, I'm not sure. But then a sudden instinct. Is it Shivaji Maharaj?
Saina from Salala will get the first 50. Perfect answer on Maharaj Shivaji. That is, in fact, the famous Bagnak or the tiger claws that Shivaji Maharaj was famous for using. And the tiger claw was one of his, so to say, patented weapons, while those words did not exist in those days. Superb answer, 50 to her. As we move to the third one on your screens, rarely have brands used dogs. This dog, Ashwin's gone for it.
Well, this is the Syndicate Bank, I guess.
This was the Syndicate Bank would be the correct tense, because unfortunately the bank got merged. These were outstanding banks, faithful and friendly as they claimed. A dog represented them as their brand identity. Superbly played, 50 to Ashwin. As we go to the next one, from Syndicate Bank to the next one on your screens now. This was the first cricketer. Aman's gone for it. Not waiting for my question.
Salim Durrani.
Sorry?
Salim Durrani.
I'll be fair if you can tell me a little more.
Salim Durrani.
Now, I heard Salim Durrani. I want a little more than Salim Durrani.
He's the first Indian cricketer to win the Arjuna Award.
Well, unfortunately, that's the problem when you are a little rushed in terms of trying to answer a question minus 50. My question is, this is Salim Durrani, the first to get an Arjuna Award. He was the first person born in which country to play for India? And that country was celebrated recently for their outstanding performance in the World Cup. The answer that I was looking for, Afghanistan. Born in Afghanistan, Salim Durrani became the first Afghan player to play for India. Question coming up. Be a little patient. On the next one, on your screens, now. Identify the Chief Minister. Question is correct. Identify a Chief Minister from a state of India. Go ahead, Saina.
Sir Mamata Banerjee, Chief Minister of West Bengal.
The Chief Minister of West Bengal. Have you followed her art? You just read about it?
Yes, sir. I've read about it.
Lovely answer by Zaina. Mamata Banerjee is also a painter, and not too many people know about it, but that is a collection of art drawn by Mamata Banerjee. 50 to Zaina as she hits 100 in the first round. Early days, but we'll take a look at where the contestants stand on that leaderboard. India in sight. You're watching the World Final with me, Pick Brain. Here it is. All right, time for us to move on with young Zaina in the lead from the Sultanate of Oman as we move to the second frontier of our battle here today. Incredible India. Here it is. The rules remain the same as we start with the first one appearing on your screen now. It made a splash and a big news all over India. Go ahead, Zaina.
Nita Mukesh Ambani Culture Center, which was inaugurated recently.
Absolutely perfect. She's got that right. Almost a look-alike of the Royal Opera House that you have at Muscat in Oman. A beautiful, similar-looking splendor that celebrates the world of music. We'll take her to 150 as we go on to the next one on your screen now. Google celebrated Zaina again. Go ahead, Zaina.
V. Shantaram.
Is absolutely correct. She'll get a 50 on V. Shantaram. Oh, that's a splendid answer. She's really quick and fast. Google celebrating a great Indian filmmaker. From the world of V. Shantaram, time for us to move to our next question here today. Hands on the buzzers as we clear the buzzer there. On to the next question. Now, this writer made enormous amount of money. Aman's gone for it.
Jawaharlal Nehru.
Well, for a world final of this stature, I'd like to believe that's an easy question. But since we are in the month of November and celebrate Pandit Nehru, it just is imperative that we cover him. The Discovery of India, Glimpses of World History, two outstanding books. And I do not use these words casually. I have read both, and I would urge all you youngsters to read it. Remarkable writer. I've often believed there are some of these people who could have become accomplished writers in themselves had they not become leaders or politicians, and Pandit Nehru is one of them. Well, as we go to the next one, hands on that buzzer, question on your screen now. Identify this famous brand. Zaina?
Dabur.
Who's that on the screen?
I'm sorry, I can't recall his name, but he's the founder. I believe it's some sort of Burman at the end.
Dr. Burman became Dabur. Superb! She is racing away. She is a very, very good quizzer. She's on 250. She's turning the tide, question after question. Someone's got to really play out of their skin to chase her down. Ashwin's on 50 currently. Aman's recovered ground. Shashwat's on minus 50. He can be dangerous if he gets going on the buzzer like Zaina. As we go to the last one in this round, on your screen, identify the award. Two people, important, created an award. He is the former chairman of the Bennett Coleman Company. Shashwat's giving it a shot. The body language says it's a half chance. Go ahead.
Are these the founders of the Gyanpith Awards?
Outstanding answer, Shashwat. He's known for some high quality answers. He's a very, very good quizzer. He gets himself a good 50. And 50s like this can actually really spring you back into the game. It's like playing a lovely shot from the middle of your bat. And a good one for him, as we will take a look at the scores in just a moment. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this moment in time, halfway through the world final, you're with me, Big Brain, watching India Insight. What an insight into India these youngsters seem to have. On 50 is Ashwin, on nil are Shashwat and Aman, but don't treat that nil with an element of casual attitude, because that can be a springboard for them. They've come back from the negatives. But on 250 and looking ever so solid is Zaina Fatima from Salalah, the Sultanate of Oman. Well, she is in sublime form, but there's a lot of quizzing still left, and she knows that only too well. As we move on to the next frontier of our game, India in a word. Here it is. You get a set of boxes along with your clue, which is a visual clue or a text clue. All you got to tell me is what's the answer. It's beautiful places or history or people from India captured with some boxes, which represents the number of letters in the answer. 50 the value as we start with the first one. Hands on the buzzer. Now, this flower, Aman's gone for it in a flash.
Neemakurinni.
Will give you a plus 50. Well, given the region that he's coming from, have you seen the Kurunji flower yourself?
No.
Not yet, all right. He does not have to go too far actually from where he is to see a Kurunji, but he probably has to wait another 9 years or so, given that he would have missed the previous bloom. It's once in 12 years that these beautiful Kurunji flowers bloom along the Nilgiris and along also some regions of Kerala's mountains. He's getting a 50 there and it takes him to 50. So the game is open. As we go to the next one on your screen, identify a great personality from our epics. Aman again.
Dronacharya.
Explain.
This is the Dronacharya award.
Well
And
played.
symbol-
Takes himself to 100. Oh, he's making a comeback here. He's on to 100. And I tell you what, he is also good on the buzzer. The Dronacharya award on your screen, and the person yet to figure was Dronacharya. On to the next one on your screen now. Called the Paoli Express. Aman again. He just decided to buzz, I guess.
P.T. Usha.
Well, he can't really get P.T. Usha wrong. He'll be banned from quizzing in Kerala if he gets P.T. Usha wrong. He's got that absolutely right. I think Zaina was waiting to buzz, but he's got P.T. Usha, and that takes him to 150. Well, he's beginning to open up the battle lines as we go to the next one on screen now. Tiger's Leap, Duke's Nose, Kune Waterfall, the reversing station. The shooting point are attractions at this hill station which featured in a very famous Amir Khan song. Aman's gone for it.
Mussoorie.
Minus 50. Oh, the famous song Aati Kya Khandala. Khandala, the answer that I was looking for. He's missed out on that. He took a negative, but he was playing brave. He just decided, I'm going to give it a go in this quiz. Zaina is watching what's happening. She's playing a mature game because she knows the value of 250 points on the board. It's like putting runs on the board in a match. 150 is a long gap to catch, 200 even more. Shashwat has a long climb, not a day that is normally a Shashwat type. But as we go to the final one in this round on your screen now. Named after a famous Rana, this is in which famous city of India? A huge sprawling palace. A famous historic city. Shashwat. Go ahead.
Since the boxes fit, yeah. Am I
City.
audible?
Yeah, boxes. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You can play crossword.
So since you said city, this is Udaipur. Is this the city palace?
Shashwat working things out. Normally he just knows it and goes for it. This time around he's playing it carefully. It's like a turning track for him. Plus 50 Shashwat. Plus 50 to Shashwat. Every 50 is going to add to his kitty. He gets himself to 50. He's on par with Ashwin is what I think. But we'll take a look at that leaderboard just to reconfirm. One round to go. The world final is not over yet. Trust me when I make that comment. But we'll take a look at where everyone stands. On 50 apiece is Shashwat from Varanasi, Ashwin from Kanpur. On 100, right ahead of them from Ernakulam, is Aman Manoj. In the lead with 250, the lone lady in this final. From Salalah in the Sultanate of Oman, it's Zaina Fatima with 250. As we move to the final frontier of our battle here today, it's time to play India Inspired. Here it is. 5 final questions which will determine who will be our world champion for the senior category. I will read out the questions. Nothing appears on your screen. So listen to me. You decide when you want to press the buzzer. If you press the buzzer while I'm midway through a question, I stop reading it because you are indicating you know the answer. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Question number 1. This limit is the maximum mass of a stable white dwarf star. Zaina,
Chandrasekhar Limit.
is absolutely correct. Oh, she got it right. Shashwat saying, God, why am I so slow on the buzzer today? He's usually very fast. Zaina is on 300. We've got 4 questions to go, so she's going to play a lot of mathematics. She's really going to watch this very carefully. The only one who can reach Zaina is Aman Manoj. Otherwise, she's going to take the crown yet again, this time a senior crown. Question number 2. Mandy, during an ODI between India and South Africa, became the first ever cricketer to smash 10 consecutive half-centuries in ODI cricket. While chasing, having scored 50 plus in every ODI from 2018, Mandy has also been the youngest T20 international captain of India. Shashwat.
Mandy is a nickname for Smriti Mandhana.
Well played. Very, very well played. Clever answer. Unfortunately, in our country, when we start speaking cricket, we start thinking men. We do not credit women with these achievements, especially in cricket. But that ball game is completely changing. The women's IPL, thanks to the Tatas, was a huge example for that. Smriti Mandhana, an outstanding cricketer who will carry India forward as India plays some really heavyweight matches in the year ahead. 3 questions to go. Here's the next one. Vedpal Verma is a music composer mostly remembered for creating a jingle. The jingle was for a Aman Manoj.
Nirma.
The famous jingle, washing powder Nirma, plus 50. Well, sometimes even advertising jingles can make you a national celebrity. What a jingle that was. Everyone was humming that, even though it was just selling washing powder. 2 questions to go. He's on 150. Well, the nice thing about a final like this is you have a winner and all the others are runners up. I really appreciate the Vidyaniketan school for that. And therefore, the pressure is a little less in that sense, but everyone wants to get their scores. 2 questions to go. Penultimate one. Here we go. How does the world know Dr. Mankombu Sambasivam better? How does the world know Dr. Mankombu Sambasivam better? Go ahead.
M. Swaminathan. MS initial.
M stands for Mankombu, S stands for Sambasivam, and Swaminathan. Beautifully answered. India's Green Revolution would not have happened but for Dr. Swaminathan. Takes Aman Manoj to 200. He might still want to get one more to tell himself, I missed the final by just 50. Zaina is sitting like she's sitting at Cafe Coffee Day. Well, she's happily lounging around saying, I have done it. Well, one final question. Who knows? She might just go for it. Final question. Here it is. The official version was handwritten on eco-friendly handmade paper. Aman Manoj.
Constitution of India.
At a world final celebrating India, I could not have had a better last question, but the Constitution of India. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what a final. We'll take a look at the leaderboard. Here it is on your screen. You got Ashwin finishing on 50, Shashwat on 100. There is an old English saying which says, well, give way to the young. And it seems to be happening here as the young come pushing into the not so old in this context. They're just 1 or 2 years senior to them in school. But some outstanding quizzers in Ashwin and Shashwat. But ladies and gentlemen, 2 youngsters still in class 9. And the contest is open till class 12. Really doing well to finish second and first. Though, like I said, Aman, Ashwin and Shashwat will win the same prize. And there is no differentiation between the second, third and the fourth. But ladies and gentlemen, in all of this, let us not forget a phenomenal performance this year. An absolutely consistent one. Completely written with confidence. I have just 3 words to describe her victory. Vini, Vidi, Vici. She came, she saw, she conquered. Undoubtedly an outstanding performance by Zaina Fatima, ladies and gentlemen, our world champion at Vidyaniketan Public Schools India Insight for the seniors. That makes her like a Steffi Graf. 2 years and no one has defeated her yet at India Insight. 1 year undefeated in the junior category, 1 year in the senior category. Someone's got to rise tall next year unless the 10th standard exam plays its part on her mind. Well, these days the 10 standards just take you to 11th standard, so it's not so much tensions. But ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget, all of them are remarkable, outstanding quizzers. They're ambassadors of knowledge as youngsters in this country, so we really appreciate them for the way they've played. Some of them will have their days, some of them won't. Clearly a day that didn't belong to Shashwat. Clearly a day when Ashwin wanted a better internet connectivity. Aman did his best. 250 was a good score. He took 1 or 2 negatives, but Zaina, I think, was absolutely flawless, and then she just played smart and kept quiet. But ladies and gentlemen, to all of you watching this entire season of India Insight, treat your nation with passion, convert that passion into knowledge. Know more about your lovely country as we love bringing you this quiz. From my young colleague, Rashmi Furtado, from me, Pig Brain, to all of you and to Vidyaniketan Public School, a huge thank you for creating this property for young India. On that note, we'll see you again in the next season of India Insight. 20 years of India Insight. We'll see you there. Till then, from all of us, do take care. Goodbye.